A teacher emails you asking where to find the latest reimbursement form. You know with absolute certainty that this information has been sent 3 times in 2 different formats. You also know you will spend the next 7 minutes searching through shared drives and email threads to find the link and resend it. This happens constantly in schools, and here's what makes it exhausting. That teacher wasn't being careless. They genuinely couldn't find the information. The problem here? We're optimizing for delivery when we should be designing for findability. That's not a people problem. That's a systems problem. Hi, I'm G, short for Gitani. I help schools take complicated situations and make them simpler. And today, I want to share a framework that helps you address the findability problem. Because when people can't find what they need, they don't keep searching. They email you again. Peter Morville, who coined the term ambient findability in his 2005 book, defines findability as the quality of being locatable or navigable. That is, the ability to find anyone or anything from anywhere at any time. Not just receive it, find it again later. In fact, the International Plain Language Federation, whose mission is to actively promote the public benefits of plain language and work to improve professional practice, puts findability at the core of their definition. It reads, quote, "A communication is in plain language if its wording, structure, and design are so clear that the intended readers can easily find what they need, understand what they find, and use that information." Notice the sequence: find, understand, and use. Finding comes first. Here's why this matters. Where did you send that email costs you time. Multiply that across your team, across a week, and you're looking at hours spent being human search engines instead of doing actual work. Your team sends more emails because the first ones didn't work. More reminders, more channels, more everything. But volume doesn't fix a findability problem. It makes it worse. What actually works? When information lives in predictable places and communications point to those places, people stop asking. The difference isn't more communication, it's findable communication. So here's the simple framework for today. Before you send something by email, ask, what is this? Where does it live permanently? And how will people find it again? What is this answers, why should I pay attention now? It's the hook that makes someone stop and read instead of scrolling past. Where does it live permanently answers, where will I find this information in 2 weeks when I actually need it? I need to establish a permanent location I can return to. And how do I find it again answers, what's the exact path back to that permanent location, the specific clicks or searches I need to retrieve this later. Can others easily remember? Before you implement this, establish the single source principle. If you haven't watched that video yet, check it out here. It's the foundation that makes this framework work. In a nutshell, every piece of information needs exactly one permanent location, and every communication about that information points back to that single source. Here's a real example. A school I worked with had 4 calendars: elementary, secondary, athletics, and school-wide. The leadership team preferred not to consolidate them. Instead, we designed for findability. We answered the 3 questions for every calendar-related communication. What? Which calendar has this event? Where? Links to all 4 calendars live on the teacher portal. And how? Access the portal, go to the calendar page, select the type you need, then add it to your personal calendar app, so you can toggle them on or off when you need them. We added this exact language to every onboarding document and session, every schedule-related email, and every event announcement. Consistency beats perfection. Those "when is the report card timeline" emails dropped significantly. The findability problem got solved even though the multiple calendar problem didn't. You don't need perfect architecture. You need predictable findability. So here's what I want you to do this week. Pick one communication type generating the most "where do I find that" emails. Answer all 3 questions explicitly before you send any new messages about it. watch what happens to your inbox. To help, I've created a free interactive findability audit. It walks you through 9 diagnostic questions, scores your current findability, and gives you specific next steps based on where you're struggling. Just click the link in the description or find it at ekgcollective.com/toolkit. If answering 3 questions saves 30 minutes this week, that's time back for work that actually moves your school forward. This isn't about perfect communications, it's about findable communications. I'll see you next time.